Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And live from California, it's Mew Night Live!
Well, I mean, I'm in California as well. I think we're both live from California.
It's Tiki Live!
Okay, folks. We do not have a lot of time at all, so I apologize in advance if these feel kind of skimmed over. Rest assured, me and ManEatingWreath did look through these projects very thoroughly to give our scores out. Mew, you already posted your scores, but you didn't have time to post critiques. So that's what we're doing right here. We're here to make up some time, post scores, and give a little bit of a critique for the Blue Sky projects of the Festival of Imagination. Folks, you have just a little, like maybe roughly about, I don't know, Mew, how much time do they have? Like roughly about 9 hours to go for the Disney Universal project.
About 10 hours.
Yeah, so
a little less. And so far, only Space has turned something in, but that's fine. I understand it's a bigger prompt. I actually might do the prompt myself. We'll see.
So if you want to get that turned in, folks, by all means, just get it turned in by midnight tonight.
Eastern time.
Eastern time, yes. We say Eastern time because, you know, we are launching the game, the actual game with Project One and everything like that, and the team brainstorming threads midnight tonight. So that will definitely be going live. We'll figure out all the Diamond PO MVP stuff and the Waltz Vault stuff very shortly thereafter. So by tomorrow, by midday tomorrow, you guys should know exactly what you're doing and who the Diamond PO MVP holders are and what the hell Waltz Vault is going to do this episode, if indeed someone does open it. But in the meantime, we are here, like I said, to talk about these Blue Sky projects. Not really a ton of time to talk about them. I literally only have about 20 minutes, so this is going to be like a rush. So I apologize in advance, folks. Okay, so let's start with Mickey Fan 5534. He did an Enchanted Christmas at Shanghai Disneyland. You know what, Mew? Maybe an easier way to go about talking about these would be just talking about them through the talking points of the scores.
Yes.
Like creativity, realism, detail, presentation.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, like I said, folks, we're basically gonna cut out the middleman here of cutting out like, oh, this is why we came to the scores, and essentially just explain the scores. So Magic Feather for creativity. Oh wait, no, I'm
Mickey Fan.
Not for Magic Feather. Hold on, let me switch my cue cards. Sorry. Okay, for Mickey Fan, he did an Enchanted Christmas at Shanghai Disneyland. A lot of it was a Christmas parade. And honestly, Mew, that was kind of like, I like the detail on the Christmas parade. Mm-hmm. Having said that, I feel like too much of the project was the Christmas parade.
Yeah, I could see that. I gave a solid 8 in every category, just for the sake of, I thought it was a solid project. It was blue. The point of a Blue Sky project is to do what you want, and he did what he wanted.
Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. For creativity, I actually gave him a 7 just because, like I said, I would have liked to see more than just the parade. The parade itself is good, and there is stuff besides the parade. I just kind of feel like the parade overshadows everything else. Having said that, I do like the idea of sending this at Shanghai, though. That was a good, that was a good conceit.
I agree.
Okay, so detail, I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. Like, I mean, look at all these lyrics, man. This guy really took the time to write some stuff out.
My kind of person.
Yeah, very much so. Let's see.
Yeah, it's very detailed. Like, honestly, like I was expecting something smaller, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
And I got something big, and bigger is always better in So You Want to Be the Imagineer.
The only reason I went with an 8 out of 10 instead of like a 9 out of 10 for detail is, like I said, I feel like there could have been more detail from stuff beyond the parade, but the parade itself is just incredibly detailed.
Absolutely.
So, okay, realism, I gave a 9 out of 10.
Okay, I mean, I gave an 8 as well. Mostly speaking, I'm not sure how big Christmas is in mainland China.
That's a really good point, actually.
I know that I know that Hong Kong has a Christmas event, and I know that Shanghai actually did decorate a little bit for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know if it's as big as an event as it is in America. You know?
I mean, frankly, folks, I think Christmas, like the whole modern idea of Christmas in general, is kind of an American invention.
Absolutely, it started with Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
Honestly, yeah, Tokyo. So I gave it an 8. For the sake Tokyo celebrates Christmas, Hong Kong does. I'm assuming that it's something that they do in mainland China. I just don't know if it's as big as a deal as it is in California and Florida.
That's really fair. I just gave it a 9 because basically everything here just pretty much.
It's super realistic.
Yeah, right. So,
but great work, Mickey fan.
I do get your point though.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally we have presentation. I gave him a solid 8 out of 10 for this.
Same here.
One thing I like about the presentation is the different text colors. Wait,
yes,
I guess there aren't different. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I lied. Different text colors. Again, kind of a small detail, but it's just something that kind of visually makes the project pop a bit. You know, some reference photos. Honestly, that probably could have been like, well, no, I guess he does have some decent reference photos.
There's also a maximum amount of photos you can post in a post.
Yeah, but this is not the maximum amount.
Oh, I know.
This is this is like 4.
It's just the right amount, I guess, for a project of this sort.
I would wager to say maybe there could have been at least one more reference photo in the actual parade, because look at all this text.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just text.
Some toy soldiers in there or something.
Yeah, right. Just to make it flow a little bit more. But other than that, like I said, really good use of the different colors of text. That's something simple that not enough people really do to make their project stand out. Good reference photos. Like I said, the only thing is maybe could have had maybe one more reference photo in there with the parade to break up the text a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right. And with that in mind, as for the total, I have 32 out of 40 for him.
I also have 32 out of 40 for him.
And 32 out of 40 was like the common denominator of the scores here. I gave 32 out of 40 to like 3 different projects. So
there you go.
Okay.
Next,
Mickey fan, let's scroll down.
I believe next is space.
Yes, next is space. I mean, to be honest with you, there's not really a lot to talk about here. It's mostly just bullet points. So that's why the score kind of suffered on my end, at least.
On my end, I actually gave him a 35 out of 40, jumping ahead. I thought it was different.
Okay.
Like, I know we have contrasting opinions on this, but this is going to happen during the season, folks.
We definitely do have contrasting opinions on this. Yes.
I thought it was. I don't want to say outside the box because it's very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that it was different though. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was to the point. It was well written, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of my Blue Sky project from season 12, where I did the 5-year plan for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
But I guess because that's what I'm comparing it to, I feel like I did a lot more in that project. Like I actually laid out the stuff a lot more. But then again, this is like one small theme park as opposed to a whole resort. So obviously space kind of
there's going to be
binds up a lot more stuff. Yeah. But I mean, having said that, it really is just bullet points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like by all means, there could have been more pictures, and there could have been some music. But for what it is, for what the prompt is, it's a 48-hour project to do whatever you want. He did something that he wanted to do, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, fair enough. Like I said, really, it just comes down to some of the individual scores here, why my score is a little bit more low. But creativity, I gave a solid 8 out of 10. Like you said, I do appreciate the creativity in general of doing all of this and kind of taking the time to do a timeline and whatnot. Timelines in general, I notice, are something that theme park channels are starting to get really popular with, kind of doing like 5-year plans and whatnot. The channel Coaster Studios does it. That's one of my favorite theme park channels. Much better than Theme Park Review.
We all know.
But I'm sorry, cheap shot. But
that's all right.
Oh, what do you get for creativity?
You're gonna hate me.
10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I don't necessarily think there's anything in here that's really like
there's nothing
groundbreaking or anything.
I get that. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, and it's it stood out to me in the sense that it was different than what I was expecting.
Okay.
But contrasting opinions, folks. It's going to happen a lot this season.
Detail, I gave a 7 out of 10 because there is quite a lot here, but like I said, it's like literally nothing's expanded upon. It's just bullet points, so I can't really give higher than a 7 out of 10 for that personally.
I see what you're saying. I believe I was originally going to put 7.5, but I just ended up going with 8.
No, all right.
So, fair. And then presentation for me was a 9.
But a 9? I'm sorry. No.
I know.
No.
No. I don't know. I just really liked this. I liked how it was presented.
I gave it a 6 for presentation. I mean,
I know.
I appreciate the bullet points, but there's nothing here, man. It's bare bones.
That being said, I feel like that moment when you told Blue Dragon 5 that you didn't put that Captain Civil War. That Civil War wasn't in your top 10.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What? What?" Okay, 35 out of 40 on my end.
I think that's a little too high, but I'm going 29 out of 40. Like I said, Space, I'm not trying to like diss this project or anything. It is clearly like exactly what you want to do. Like I said, it's just like for me, it's more the skeleton of a project than a full-blown project. You know what I mean? And it's a good skeleton. It's a sturdy skeleton. It's like a professional, like UCLA skeleton that might have been donated to Pirates of the Caribbean.
But is it a spooky, scary skeleton?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I'm out of skeleton puns. So.
That's fine. No bones about it.
Well,
I enjoyed it. But next we have KMBMW777.
This project really stood out to me.
I enjoyed it as well.
This is exactly the type of stuff that I'm looking for in a Blue Sky project, which is sometimes a Blue Sky project doesn't have to be the most over-the-top crazy, like, like we're going to put in like a giant land or a new park or something like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes a Blue Sky project could just be something as simple as this, where it's more or less just a promotion that goes to having a good addition to the resort in general. And also I just like how this is kind of like, it could be a springboard for young people. You know what I mean? It's a really good opportunity for young people.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like about this.
I like it because it's realistic.
Absolutely.
It's actually one of my best friends. He actually works at the ESPN Wide World of Sports at WDW.
To tell you the truth, the Wide World of Sports was something of an enigma to me.
Honestly, I went when I was I went there when I was young, and my second trip to Disney World. And judging by what my friend has told me about his job and everything, this is an incredibly realistic project. Like, he understands. KM obviously understands the comics.
Sure. And for me, it's like, I'm not trying to diss this project at all. It's just like, for me, the last thing I would possibly ever want to do on a vacation to Disney World is go to like a sports stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Like, I think when we went, I know we only have a few minutes left, but I think when we went, we just went there and we're like, is there a restaurant here or something? And we left. Like,
thrilling.
This is the Disney rules of Walt Disney World.
Oh my god!
Hey guys, it's me. World. It's me, ESPN Wide World of Sports. Can I have a place? And then like all the other theme parks are like, what are you doing here?
Yep, pretty much.
Why aren't you next door to City Walk?
Oh god.
Anyways, no, just a solid project. I gave creativity. I gave a 9.
I gave a 9 out of 10 too, because it's something that's completely outside of the box that you don't see any. Like, I think this is pretty much like
the only sports project ever.
Not necessarily, because I do remember there was a Wide World of Sports project back during like either the Creator Games or the Solo Imagineer that I struggled a lot with, since I'm pretty much the opposite of a sports guy. I mean, look, I'll root for the Giants, San Francisco Giants. Hell yeah. I'll root for them. I'll root for the Warriors. I'll root for my NorCal teams. Other than that, though, it's mostly just like, meh.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, yeah, I just appreciate that even though we're not big sports people, KMB clearly is, and he definitely did what he wanted, and it's unique. It's unique. So
absolutely.
Okay, realism I also gave a 9.
Yes, same thing.
Okay, cool.
And then detail I gave an 8.
Detail I honestly gave an 8 because it literally seems like it's unfinished because he says he has it to be continued here.
Oh shoot, I forgot. That's why I gave an 8. Now I remember.
Yeah, so I'm giving a 7 for detail for that reason.
Actually, no, I gave an 8 in presentation because of the to be continued.
Fair enough. I also gave a 7 for the to be continued. So.
Okay. So what's your total score?
My total score is another 32 out of 40.
And mine is 34 out of 40.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. So, yeah, like I said, folks, this is definitely one of the projects for Blue Sky that I really like seeing. It's very outside of the box. It's very much kind of outside the realms of what you usually think of when you think of an armchair Imagineering project. So great job on KMB's part for sure. Okay, so
all right, next is I believe Pie on My Cake.
Do you think we can get through 4 of these in 5 minutes?
We got 9 minutes.
Oh God.
I think so.
I think so. Okay.
Basically,
folks, I have literally nothing to comment on with this Doctor Who project because Doctor Who is just not my thing.
Same.
It will never be my thing. It is not my thing. I have never been into it. I will never be into it.
Same here. And
I'm not trying to diss it. It's just there's too much of it, man. There's too much to keep track of.
No offense to any Whovians out there, especially Pie on My Cake.
And Space Mountain as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a big Whovian as well.
And Twilight Roxas, but Twilight Roxas probably isn't watching.
Anyhow, having said that, though, Doctor Who, this is not the first time I have seen a Doctor Who project.
Same. You know what was realistic about it is that how he led into it. Like it was very wait, there was the people dreaming of a poorly made live action Disney movie starring Johnny. Anyways, I don't know. It was just realistic. It made sense.
Yeah, I also like how it's just kind of a replacement for Stitch's Great Escape and just kind of uses that whole alien encounter setup, but does it in a good way.
Now, would it make more sense in Disneyland Paris, where it's next door to England?
Oh, God, yes.
Absolutely. Discoveryland even would make more sense. Heck, even London, United Kingdom and World Showcase might even make more sense.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. But
anyhow, it works in Tomorrowland, and
I think I think even still, like even outside of the British connection, it works better than Stitch's Great Escape ever would in Tomorrowland.
Nonetheless, I enjoyed the project. I am not a Doctor Who fan. I'm not a Whovian.
So neither of us are gonna pick up on any of like the references or anything like that. I do like this map though.
Yes, I enjoyed that as well. Which is why I gave creativity a 9.
I gave creativity an 8, but maybe that's just because I'm biased because I've seen a lot of Doctor Who projects and I can't really follow them. So I don't really know how outside the box this is compared to the average Doctor Who project. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not into Doctor Who. True. So I just kind of went in the middle with an 8. Realism, I gave a 9.
8 on realism.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just personally because I thought it would fit better in World Showcase or Paris.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But having said that, I do think that it incorporates the Stitch's Great Escape stuff very realistically.
Yeah, that's true. Detail, I gave an 8.
I gave an 8 to detail as well. Pretty self-explanatory there.
Presentation, 8.5.
I gave an 8 for presentation, mostly because I didn't want to deal with a 0.5. So,
yeah, I understand. They're annoying. But my total score is 33.5 out of 40.
And my total score is 33 out of 40. So,
very close.
So Pie on My Cake kind of goes ahead of the 32 out of 40 trend by like 1 point.
All right, so next is Magic Feather.
Magic Feather. This is another one of the best ones, I think.
Yes. I'll just go cover all the categories really quick. Okay. I gave solid 8s in every category.
Okay, I'm mostly the same way, except I gave a 9 and a 7 in certain categories. So, Creativity, I gave a 9, just because I very much think it's thinking outside the box in a good way, you know, and also I appreciate like the transportation, because from what I've heard from Evan and you too, transportation is like a big problem at Disney World.
Magic Kingdom was terrible.
Yeah,
that was a nightmare.
So it's one of those practical things where it's not the most fun thing in the world to design for, but it needs to happen. It needs to improve.
It was just a solid project all around.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm just saying that's why I went with a creativity like 9 out of 10. So
absolutely.
Okay, realism, to tell you the truth, I actually went with a 7 out of 10, just because I'm not sure how realistic it is to have people movers running all throughout the resort, or even how much more cost effective that would be compared to monorails. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be as much as a monorail would be, but I still imagine it'd be a pretty solid, like pretty big investment though. I really like everything that's here. I especially like the billboards and everything. That would definitely add some more life to the kind of, you know, to the kind of more desolate areas of WDW. I don't want to say desolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Desolate's the wrong word. Nothing in WDW is desolate, but
River Country.
Well, yes, and Discovery Island.
Yeah. Anyhow, total score 32 out of 40.
Well, hold on. Detail and presentation.
Oh shoot.
Well, actually, detail and presentation, I gave both of those an 8 out of 10. So
absolutely. Not
really much to say about that. I do like the presentation here. I like the original artwork and all the, you know, the. I mean, she's mostly just using paint, which is fine, because I think
it's better than nothing.
And paint is kind of underrated, right? Because I mean, I think this looks really good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's on paint. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that right now. I can't even look at the detail on the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I mean, like I said, I'm just taking a guess, but I'm pretty sure that's paint.
Well, it looks fine.
So
no complaints here.
Okay, so let's get to that guy from Florida.
Technology Pavilion.
Yeah, this was this just needed more detail to it mostly.
Absolutely.
It was a solid idea, but I just couldn't score it very high because it doesn't really feel too complete.
So it's a little too short and sweet.
Right. Creativity, I gave a 7 out of 10. I maybe should have gone with an 8 out of 10.
I did 7.5 because I was in the same boat.
I mean, I do like the idea of a technology pavilion, especially one that explores the internet. I think the internet and just a ride based around the internet would be really cool and something that would really fit Epcot. Having said that, I feel like this might be a little too close to Innoventions, and also Innoventions is literally just like it's copy and pasted into here. It's like, so that's why my creativity, like, I think this probably would have been an 8 for creativity if you would have just come up with a different name for Innoventions, or just called it like the new Innoventions or something like that. I don't know.
Realism, I gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8 too. It seems pretty.
It was realistic.
Yeah, it seems pretty spot on. Detail, I hate to say this, I gave it a 5.
I'm being a little more lenient with these Festival of Imagination projects just because of the time crunch that they have.
I mean, that's understandable, but still, this is just like, it's one paragraph, man. Like, this could have been so much more fleshed out.
I did a 7, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and I hate to go that low, but I'm just like, well, there's just not a ton of detail here. There just really isn't.
I understand what you mean. I know there wasn't a ton of detail or much presentation. I know it was one paragraph, but again, I did 7.5 for presentation.
Presentation, I actually gave a 7 out of 10 because there is some stuff I like about the presentation.
Exactly. It's descriptive enough.
Good reference photo. I actually like the choice of text and the color and everything. It all looks really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so total for me is 27 out of 40.
And 30 out of 40.
Okay. All right. I think we're gonna do it. Oh my god.
It's exactly 12 p.m.
Well, that's okay. We can go like 5 minutes over. It's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, so last we have Disneyland 1. This was another just fantastic project from Disneyland.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed the Critter Country one as well.
I love the Critter Country project. That was by far my favorite of the Critter Country projects.
Yeah, I agree.
Disney Man 1, he's definitely going to be like, he's kind of quietly come out of the woodwork as like a serious contender for this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, okay, first of all, I really love the fact that this is a direct extension of his Critter Country project.
Yeah.
That was really great. Let's go through the scores. I gave an 8 out of 10 for creativity, mostly because while there are things about this project that are really cool, like the Peter Pan flight style ride system and everything like that, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is kind of carried over from the old Pooh ride. It's just done in a better way.
I did 8 out of 10 as well, simply for that sake. It's a Pooh ride.
Sure.
I mean, what else can you do with it?
Right.
Like, you're not going to make a dark ride based off of Pooh's Heffalump movie.
Oh God.
Or the Tigger movie, or the recent Pooh movie. Oh, the recent Pooh movie kind of.
I would totally make a dark ride based on the recent Pooh movie.
But those like spin-offs from the 90s, like, or what is it? This Pooh Stranger, what is it? Pooh Corner.
Oh God, don't talk to strangers, or
whatever. Don't talk to strangers, Piglet. It's bad.
Oh, what is a
Mandela effect? It never existed.
Too smart for strangers.
Too smart for strangers. No one's gonna make a dark ride based off of that.
Oh, I would. I totally would.
It'd be weird. Anyhow, there's not much you could do with the Pooh ride.
Just the rabbit in the magician's costume would be like the witch in Snow White's Scary Adventures. It just
God,
scary the shit out of us.
Do we just give them ideas for the Rotten E-ticket?
Oh God, maybe.
Okay, realism.
I would accept that. I would accept that for that project.
There you go. I'd be fine with that too.
It's not technically a movie, but
no.
Okay.
Realism, I gave a 9 because it's realistic.
I gave an 8 just because I'm not entirely sold on the whole idea that if Winnie the Pooh was replaced, that Disney would just relocate it to Fantasyland.
I mean, I agree in that sense. I don't know if
has that ever happened before. I want to say that's unprecedented.
The only attraction in history that has been officially relocated, I mean, like, notably relocated, aside from like the Fantasyland spinners.
Right, sure.
Is the Astro Orbiter, which moved from
fuck that.
From Tomorrowland Terrace.
Bad example.
That's the only one that's actually But Small World at Tokyo was supposed to relocate a few years ago, but they changed the plans. Yeah, they were going to full on destroy it and rebuild it.
And then also there's that whole weird thing with the flying saucers and Luigi's flying tires, but Luigi's flying tires lasted like just about as long as the flying saucers did.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think they would ever move Pooh. I don't think they'd ever remove it and then move it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why my realism score is an 8, because like you said, everything here is very solidly realistic. I can see it happening, and it's just except for, especially considering the land he wants to use this for, you and I kind of talk endlessly about like what they're going to eventually do at the Fantasyland Theater. You know what I mean? Like that's a prime piece of real estate.
It's going to be frozen over.
I'm not entirely like against that. I'm
not either.
So,
detail, I gave a 9.
I gave it a 10, actually.
Okay.
Just because it seems like everything is there. It's all laid out really well. I love I love having Christopher Robin's room in the queue, by the way. That was a really nice touch.
I do as well. I believe that's borrowed from Pooh's Honey Hunt. Not entirely sure, but it's still a great touch.
I think Pooh's Honey Hunt is just you're walking through the book. I don't necessarily know if there's the room there. I could be wrong, but I want to say that Pooh's Honey Hunt, like, I'm pretty sure the exterior of Pooh's Honey Hunt is like the giant book.
It is the giant book. The facade? The facade is Christopher Robin's house for this one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Pooh's Honey Hunt is a book, but I think you go through his room inside the queue. I just don't think the facade is his house. Anyways.
That's fair. I'm not entirely sure about that, though, because everything I remember about the about Pooh's Honey Hunt was just like the book and the pages and everything.
One day we'll see it for ourselves.
I guess one day, right? And it'll be like 10 times more crowded than Disneyland, and you and I complain about Disneyland all the time.
Oh, I know. Oh man, I don't know what. Anyways, presentation I gave a solid 9 as well.
I gave 9 to presentation. 9. Yeah, that's
double
right.
Check. Yeah, I gave 9. It was, enough pictures, enough music, the colored text, the bolded lettering.
Well, yeah, that's one thing I want to point out. The bolded lettering for the quotes. People, please do this. Please do this. Like, please just make this a rule of thumb, because that is like one of those small things that just makes the project infinitely more readable. I know it sounds like a nitpick. I know it sounds like I'm just harping on something that doesn't matter. But trust me, when it comes to legibility of these things, like, it really helps a lot.
Considering the first project is probably going to have a Dark Ride or 2 connected to it, I really think that colored text and bolding dialogue is going to help you guys.
Color your text, bold your dialogue, break your paragraphs up. Disneyland 1 did that very well, but yeah.
I liked it.
And that's about it. So, like I said, I think maybe it's hard, right? Because I feel like all the iconic scenes from Pooh have already been translated into a Dark Ride. So essentially what he's doing is just kind of like a remix of some of the stuff from the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
And he's also used this ride before.
That's true. That's true.
This is a repeated idea, and I mean, by all means, I'm fine with that. It is a Blue Sky project. It fits the criteria.
Right.
But every time he posts it, it always has enough changes that it's different and better than the last time.
Sure.
So, but my final score for Disney Man is a 35 out of 40.
Oh my God, it's a 35 out of 40 for me as well.
All right. Well, we won't. Are we going to announce the scores yet or no?
No. Let's hold off on that until tonight, because
perfect.
Like I said, I don't like, for people that are still going to turn in Disney Universal projects, I don't want to like discourage people from doing that, and I don't want to make it like a competition to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, very much like you could calculate our 2 scores up if you wanted to, and we do have them calculated up, and we do kind of know more or less kind of what it's shaping up to be, who's going to win what. But I don't want to reveal that yet, man, because we still have the Disney Universal stuff to go. So,
your project looks great so far.
Yeah. So like I said, folks, definitely get on turning those in. You have until midnight Eastern time tonight.
And we also would like to welcome Basket Buddy into the game.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe we took us like this long into the podcast to do that. Yeah.
Well, it's holding off at the end, but I'm excited.
I'm stoked for Basket Buddy's return. I'm really looking forward to it. And Poe Dameron, I'm kind of bummed that he's gone too, because it kind of seems like he kind of runs into personal obligations a lot in these kind of things. But he's a really talented guy, you know what I mean? So I hope him the best. I hope that he stays on to kind of be a spectator in all this. But yeah, at the same time, though, it would have been really difficult, like with Basket Buddy. Like, we were kind of running around like, oh my God, how do we fit him in? Do we do 2 teams of 11? What,
Yeah.
But no, it worked out quite well, and
absolutely,
yeah. So
I'm excited tonight. I mean, tonight at midnight, if you guys are online, be on the lookout. It's gonna start.
Yeah, and basically that's kind of an incentive to stay up late, right? Is that like if you stay up at midnight, then you could potentially get a head start on the other teams for the project.
It's the highlight of my freaking week.
It's been the highlight of the whole year so far, I think.
Yeah, 2017. It's been a good year. Well, yeah, I mean, on a personal level, it's been great.
On a personal level, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tiki, I have nothing else to say. I'm very pleased with the project so far.
Yeah, I am as well.
It's just going to be a great season.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the teams interact with each other and all that, and I can't wait to see the projects.
Faith and Red are now on the same team.
Right, right.
But that's going to be a great dynamic. I'm excited about that.
It always is. It always is.
and Basket Buddy on Team Mist. It's gonna be like the old days.
I'm
with the
really
exception
excited
of
to
our-
see Team Mist in action.
I'm personally, I'm excited to see Team Younger.
Okay.
I know nothing of MC Paradox, or any of the contestants on that team, but I just want to see what they do. I'm excited for every team. Team Cap, Team Mist, Team Younger, but I'm most interested to see what happens with
And
Team
I do love the fact that this cast is essentially like a 1/3 fan versus favorites.
Absolutely, and the teams are incredibly balanced.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think Evan was saying thank you. I believe he thanked us for the most balanced teams ever.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we try. That's the point. That's kind of the goal, is to get them as balanced as possible. But
absolutely.
Well, yeah.
I guess we'll leave off on here because I know you have to leave.
I am. Okay. So, all right, folks. So like I said, look out for the projects. They will be posted tonight at midnight. Oh God.
Why is Pooh kicking his legs to the music? Just wait for it. Anyhow, you